Hello, Aries. I admit that I think the cardinal signs are probably my favorite signs to read for, especially Aries and Capricorn. But yeah, at first glance, I was looking at your cards. I was like, wow, this looks disturbing. But as I mapped it out, it's not disturbing. It's actually quite interesting. Okay, so let's get started. These cards here in the middle were pre-pulled before the shuffle. And the reason for that is they're from your spring reading. And as promised, we re-pulled them and built the reading around those cards. So I am going to move some of this out of the way so we can really, I'll summarize this in case you didn't see the reading or in case you don't remember it. You did pull the Eight of Wands. And the Eight of Wands is an alternate card in this deck. This is a massive deck. And this card is enthusiasm, right? You can see the wands coming out of her head. It's almost like someone has been through a lot. Someone is due for a reward and sort of receives it. It is an expansion card. So past problems as fertilizer. You also chose the moon in reverse. And the moon in reverse is Cancer. By the way, the Eight of Wands in this particular deck is just fire energy, right? There's no astrological association in this particular deck. But in this deck, we have Cancer energy coming in reverse. And what does that mean, right? It means sudden clarity, overcoming confusion, right? There's something that may be foggy to you at certain points of the month, or there may be something that was foggy to you in the past that you have this sudden insight in. You have the Eight of Swords. And the Eight of Swords is Jupiter in Gemini energy. And you may be feeling like there are limitations that perhaps honestly don't exist, Aries. Because as we know, this person that is depicted can get out of this situation at any time they want, right? They feel stuck, but they're really not stuck, if that makes sense to you, okay? Yeah. So you have the two advice cards you pulled, and the first advice card is the Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles is Sun and Virgo energy, and it's telling you to keep your focus. Stay on target. Definitely stay on target. You may be unsure at certain parts of this month about this particular thing. I don't know what this particular thing is just yet. But the advice here is to stay on target, and you have also the Page of Swords, which is Mercury and Gemini energy. Observe, strategize, and definitely be curious. This could represent messages going back and forth between you and someone else as well. Okay. You chose these two cards. One is freedom, Uranus, and one is isolating thoughts. And you couldn't get two cards more different, right? But with the Uranus card, this is Aquarius energy here in your reading, and this is freedom. Let me see if I could. I just want to make sure that all right. It is freedom. It's a sense of freedom. But this is the opposite of that. This is isolating thoughts, something that's holding you back. So it sort of makes sense, right? There's going to be moments this month where you're unsure. The advice is to keep going, to forge ahead. But you're going to feel unsure. You're going to feel a little unstable for part of the month. And, normally I would say that might be a negative thing, but I think it could be quite exciting for you this month here, Aries. When we add this up and we break it down, we get the number 6, which is Venusian. It's Venus energy, and that's Libra, a Taurus energy. But more than that, it could be money. It could be money, monetary goals, or it could be love and beauty and sensuality. Okay. It is ruled by Venus after all. You also have two number 8s here, and that is associated with power, control, and action. So I like that for you. That's how we're starting out. So we're going to move on here. You have, see if I can pick this up. Hold on. Sometimes I just don't bother with these cards, but I am going to pick it up because I really want you to look at this picture. Now, the devil gets a bad rap sometimes. You see the two people chained. Many times this could be a negative card, right? And this, in its truly upright form, represents Capricorn for sure. But I do believe this has something to do with passion, sensuality, chemistry. There is chemistry here on the table. There's something exciting afoot. And it is definitely carnal, in my opinion. That's the feeling I'm getting here. Let me pick this one up first. You have copper. And this is also Venusian, right? You can see the planet Venus clearly on that card. And let me see if I can move this. It's fertility. It's Venus. It marks the arrival of Eros to your life. It's highly conducive, and it carries the sensual electricity into your energy, and it creates flow, right? There is a flow of electricity and sensual energy. And I believe last month you had a pretty sensual month as well. But this is the self. And you know, the self is number 29 in this deck. It's the soul, the watcher. This is the you behind the you, right? This is what you, not what you see when you first glance in the mirror, or not what other people see when they look at you. It is the you that you hide behind the you. Your deepest desires, the other. We all have that passenger, right? And so your true identity is on the table here. You have, let me see. You have this card. This card always does remind me of Leo. So it is the sun energy. It's happiness, right? It is a definite happiness card, as you can clearly see on the picture. But this is a connection, and it's a connection you have here with someone or with something else, right? It's connection. So it's a happy connection. It's a sensual connection that you have with another human being, for sure. And, you know, you have these two cards. These are the cards that denote what someone else around you is thinking. It could be one or two people. In this case, I do think it's one. And whether they come in, you know, whether they come with good energy or not. Some people come with bad energy disguised as good energy, but these are good cards. You have the first card, check in. I want to check up and make sure everything is going well. So it is pure. It has a purity to it, right? What you see is what you get. You have friendly. It says, I'm approaching with nothing but kindness. So those are really good cards. This is a really good layout for something. And it's obviously denotes some sort of connection that you have in your life. Let's look at these charms. You do have the Three of Swords here. And we know the Three of Swords gets a bad rap. Generally speaking, it's Saturn and Libra energy, but it's fear of pain. And I really believe that that's what this is. It could be some pain from the past, right? That you don't want to look at again. You don't want to go near again. This could be someone from your past, but it could just be something that happened in your past that sort of dictates what's going on now. And there's a sort of fear-based energy here, a little bit of fear from the past, right? You have the Death charm. And this is Pluto, Scorpio energy, a change, a new opportunity. And it could be, at least for a few of you, a new opportunity from an old opportunity that you thought was dead. And you have the charm of abundance, and mostly this has to do with money. But honestly, it's abundance in any form, whatever you consider abundance, right? Everybody considers abundance something different. Some people consider a child their abundance. Some people consider money their abundance. And some people consider a connection, a very abundant energy. And, you know, obviously what is abundant to you could change from, you know, time to time. But this is coming in upside down. So this connection has a hidden abundance to it that you may not be privy to, at least right now. But there is all good things here for you, Aries. Now moving over to the side, let's just stop here. You have the letters Y, W, U, N as in Nancy, Z as in zebra. Now this could be someone's initials. This could be a place you meet, a restaurant, an airport, a street name. But one of these initials or all of these initials are going to mean something to you by month's end. So definitely keep that under your hat. You did pull 3 of these cards. Normally I don't take this many, but I was really guided to take all 3 of them. So you have Saturn. And this is number 19 in this deck. And Saturn is Aquarian energy along with Capricorn energy. And that's Capricorn energy right there. So you have this Aquarian Capricorn energy. And Saturn is the ruler of karma. It could be a karmic tie. It could be a lesson, right? Saturn is in Pisces in June. And that began, I think, at the end of March, right? But on June 15th, Jupiter squares Saturn in Aries, which is very significant. It's a period of tension, could be sexual tension, and sudden change. Okay, you have next card up is Virgo. You could be dealing with someone with Virgo placements for sure. Virgo could be somehow important in that way. It is Mercury energy. But it does pay to note that on June 17th, Mars, your ruler, enters Virgo, right? So that's significant for you. And so you have this warrior planet moving into modest Virgo, right? Modest, sort of uptight Virgo. It's time around that time, try to avoid self-criticism. Don't obsess over flaws, especially personal flaws when you look in the mirror or when you look at your life. To take positive advantage of this, connect with your body. Go to the gym, work out, get a massage, schedule a wellness visit with, or any doctor's visits that you might need, or a wellness coach for that matter. Okay. You also have Venus, and that doesn't really surprise me. Venus coming up again here, Libra, Taurus energy here, number 16 in this deck. And on June 5th, Venus enters Taurus. And over the next few weeks, you have to try to experience the sensuality, the love, sensual pleasures, creativity, anything that feels good, tastes good, smells good. That's what you should be taking advantage of this energy with here, Aries. Yeah, for sure. You have these two cards, New Moon, and it says creation, intention, and potential. There is great potential here. Great potential. You also have a trine, which is auspicious positivity and luck. Now, as far as the trine goes, on June 27th, Mercury in Leo trine Saturn in Aries. And that is a great day for decision making. Your confidence will be at its peak. And you should use this energy to, sign contracts, have that talk that you want to have with a significant person, apply for work positions, things like that, for sure. On June 28th, you have Mercury in Leo trine Neptune in Aries. So that's the very next day. And it's bold, dramatic projects, either personal, emotional, or at work. The only caveat is to read the fine print. You might be so enthusiastic that you might miss something. So definitely think about that. You have a forest cabin, a secluded retreat, cozy fireplace, and a romantic, well, it says remote, but romantic came out of my mouth, getaway. And it's right next to the runaway card, getaway. I do believe that you might be planning some sort of rendezvous this month for sure. Now, this card came in sideways, and it's interesting because the reason I took it sideways is because it can be read either way. And this says embrace solitude, right? Reflect deeply for survival. Keep your mind open as answers reveal lessons. In the quiet of introspection, really introspection. It says desert of isolation. It says traverse the desolate spaces of solitude to uncover reflections and resilient survival. Now, in the moments that you're alone, really try to think about what's going on, be present for it, and don't overthink it, all right? But don't underthink it either. It's coming in sideways. Really try to find a nice balance there. Try to accept the good that may be happening without questioning it too much here, Aries. You may feel, maybe you're in the habit of, is this too good to be true type thing. Try not to think that way, at least not this month. You have locked. It says work you want may not be in reach right now. And you can take a temporary position while awaiting an opening. Now, I don't believe this is work related. I really do think you may feel locked within a relationship. You may feel like it's not going anywhere. You may feel like you want it to be in a different place than it actually is. But this is an indication that and just like I said before, you need to enjoy what's happening. Don't overthink it. Don't say, well, it's not this and it can't be that and there's no future here. And just try to really live in the moment this month. It's really, really important, okay? I can't overstate that. I really can't. With that luck card too, you may be wanting more than what you have. But patience is really key right now. Patience is key. Okay? Here are your 3 legs for the month. And these legs can come in order, meaning, in order like the first third of the month, or it can come out of order, right? Because tarot is not a science, and this is reaching a lot of people. So try to keep that in mind. I'm going to do the individual legs, but they can come out of order. And in fact, they do. People do message me and let me know that. So on your first leg here, you have fate, detours, divine intervention. I do think that the divine is intervening here in your life in some way. And I think there is a detour here. There is a detour that's meant to be, if you believe in such things, and I hope you do. You do have the 4 of Cups coming in reverse, and the 4 of Cups is Moon in Cancer. You finally go after something. You do what you want to do, on this leg. You do. Any doubts will be gone, at least in this moment. Okay, but the next card here is the Page of Wands. And the Page of Wands is coming in reverse, Mercury and Leo. Something you may be excited about could be delayed. All right. So there's that patience again. It's something that you need to trust in divine intervention, trust in fate. There may be a delay here on the table because you do have the Knight of Cups coming in reverse. And that could be something that you planned that didn't go exactly the way you wanted it to. It could be Venus and Pisces energy. You may be avoiding difficult emotions at this time. You could be feeling, either you or someone very close to you could be experiencing jealousy at this time. So this is something you really need to think about. And patience seems to be the key this month, at least so far. Okay. Patience, something that Aries isn't exactly good at, at least sometimes. Okay. But you guys are so endearing. I absolutely love Aries people. But yeah, you have Uranus. And when we add this up and we break it down, right? And that's more Aquarius energy. And it's unexpected events. So there you go. Something unexpected may sort of get in the way of your plans. And I wouldn't you could feel disappointed, but don't feel impatient about it. Here on your second leg, you have Saturn. And that, it does say contracts, commitments, career, but I don't believe this is a career reading. So it is Saturn energy, and Saturn energy is lessons. You're learning a lesson. Maybe you're learning a lesson about patience. Could be. Let me see if I can move this up a little bit. Maybe you're learning a lesson about patience. Could be. Or maybe you're learning a lesson. Could be something from the past that's reemerging, so you could unfinished business type situation. Could be. You have the 8 of Wands in reverse starting out this leg. Mercury and Sagittarius energy. At the start of this leg, you may experience frustration, and it could be leaking over from here, right? Or the other way around. Lack of patience, lack of speed. Something's not happening quickly enough for you. But you have the Queen of Cups coming in reverse, and this is in the center of your reading. Now, the Queen of Cups in reverse could be someone who, well, first of all, she could be definitely a he. It's Moon in Cancer energy. Someone, it could be you or someone that you're dealing with, is feeling very sensitive, very clingy. Could be a little needy almost. Maybe it's the lack of speed at which something's happening. Okay. But I have to tell you, the last card on this leg, it really tells a story, because you have the 9 of Cups, and it's every bit as wonderful as it looks in this picture, right? Jupiter and Pisces energy. Let me see, move it down. Easier to do that. You have this Mercury and Pisces energy, the wish card. The 9 of Cups is definitely the wish card. Have no fear, because your wish will be fulfilled. This leg may start out frustrating, but it certainly doesn't end frustrating here. And when we add this up, ironically, and break it down, we get Saturn again, right? Limitations and the lessons that we learn from those limitations. Yeah, for sure. Now, on your last leg, I really love this. You have Mars energy. This is your ruling planet, attraction. Man, that's passion. That's you stepping into this very passionate energy. I really like that for you. You have the Hierophant coming in reverse. And that's Taurus energy, yes, but it is releasing old doctrines. It could be long-standing beliefs. It could be unconventional behavior, right? Or unconventional thoughts, things that you're not used to thinking and feeling and experiencing. And here you are experiencing them, especially with that Mars energy, right? Beautiful energy. You have the 10 of Swords coming in reverse. And that's Sun and Gemini energy. And, that could mean many things in many readings. But if we go along with the energy that's already present, it is a liberation of some kind. It's a release, a rebirth, a new beginning from something that could have ended rather painfully in the past. But you have the Moon coming in as your last card. Look how beautiful that card is, right? More Cancer energy, but the Moon is hidden truths, cycles, transformation, emotional depth, maybe depth that you're not used to experiencing, hidden desires coming to light. Could be unconventional desires. When we add this up and we break it down, we get Venus again. Taurus, Libra energy, the love, the passion, right? The beauty of Venus is present in this reading over and over again. And so is this hot attraction that's over and over again. Now let's look at your challenges. Remember, these are only challenges. They're not walls, right? But these are just, it's sort of to recap what you may be experiencing as a challenge. And the challenges are usually temporary, but it's just to give you a heads up. So here again, once again, you have this suffering from the past. And for at least a few of you, this is a past relationship. This is either a past relationship that's resurfacing, okay, that has all this potential, or something from your past that hurt you is interfering in this connection. It's one or the other, and that could be seen as a challenge here. You have the 10 of Cups in reverse, and that makes perfect sense to me. Neptune and Pisces energy, this disappointment from the past. Disappointment from the past. Pain from the past. Something that you had high hopes for that just didn't end well, perhaps. You have the King of Pentacles coming in as a challenge, and this is Sun and Taurus energy, and it could very well be worry about long-standing security. You know, I don't know how this matters, but it's going to be different for all of you. But somehow this connection, you may look at it like long term. Does it have the stability that I need, or will it hurt the stability that I have grown in my life so far? It's a challenge for you. You have the 10 of Swords in reverse again. Look at that. Again, Sun and Gemini. Resistance to this change. Remember when I said it's transformation, it's putting the pain in the past. It's a challenge for you to let this go. But it's only a challenge for part of the month. But what's fascinating is when we add this up and we break it down, we get the moon again. Cancer energy again, there is hidden stuff. There is a hidden aspect to this relationship. So it's either hidden in the shadows in general, or there's an undercurrent of something that may not be clear to you right away. All right. So I could see where all this is coming into play now, for sure. Now, looking at your opportunities, you have limiting fears, right? And you have isolating thoughts here, limiting fears. And you're going to have the opportunity to put this aside if you so choose. Now, everything is a choice ultimately, but as you can see here in your opportunities, you have two choices. My sideways cards in my readings always represent choices. So it's going to be your choice whether to go ahead with this or not. You have, and this sort of on point, right? You have the 4 of Pentacles coming in sideways, Saturn, Capricorn energy, deciding whether to let this go or hold on to it. What do you do with it? There's an opportunity here if you so choose. Fascinating. We do have, and I love when readings are this interesting. Let me just see if I could refocus this. There you go. I hate when it's not in focus. You have the Hierophant coming in reverse again. When you get these double cards there, it's not typical. So you really pay attention to that 10 of Swords coming in reverse and the Hierophant coming in reverse again. Taurus energy, the release of old established taboos, maybe. Old established doctrines that you were raised with, release of a current commitment that you have, a release of guilt. It could be anything like that. Okay. And what's interesting, I'm trying not to say fascinating over and over again, but it's difficult in this reading. Interesting. You have the 9 of Cups coming in sideways. Jupiter and Pisces energy again, except this time it's sideways as an opportunity. And that is, remember when I said that is the wish card. Okay. A decision whether to take that wish that has been granted to you or not. So the ball is in your court here. You're going to be offered something. Do you take it? When we add this up and we break it down, we get Mars again, your ruling planet, desire, passion. What did we say here? Attraction. You have 2 number 9s in this pile, and it's right before 10. You're almost there. You're almost there. Now, I'm not telling you what to do. It's going to be with these sideways cards, it's very clear to me that it's going to be very individual, but this is what's going to be presented to you as a possibility this month here, Aries. And it really is up to you whether you want to go ahead with this or not. Now, let me see. I'm going to close out your reading with a couple of cards, and then we're going to do your numerology real quick to tie everything together. For Aries for June 2025. you have 14. I am practical. Yeah, it says you are open-minded and always up to try something new, yet you are wise enough to stop and think before you jump into things. And that's these two, you have two opposing sides to you, right? Yeah. You want to make sure. You're a little nervous about this. You don't know what to do with it, what to make of it. Part of you is very practical. Part of you wants the passion, wants that excitement, right? For Aries in June 2024, influence. It says there are outside influence affecting the outcome. The best you can do is improvise and keep pushing forward. And that's that 8 of Pentacles energy. That was the advice. Keep working on this. So Spirit is advising you to keep working on this. Whether you choose to do this or not, I mean, I don't think anything terrible is going to happen if you choose not to, right? But Spirit is saying you might need this. You might need this in your life right now here, Aries. Now, as far as your numbers go, we add all the numbers up in this reading and we break them down. We get Jupiter energy, which is Sagittarian. It's your fellow fire sign, but it is the planet of luck. Right? Luck came up more than once in this reading. Luck, optimism, expansion, growth. There is an opportunity for growth. Maybe when you look in this mirror to finally see what that part of you that you suppress is. What is that about, right? There may be someone in your life that can bring that out in you. So you learn more about yourself and your desires and who you are, right? Now, the numbers that came out the most were 9 and 8. And 9 is your ruling planet, which is Mars. And that makes total sense. It's that attraction. It's that passion. It's where you're most comfortable. And also Saturn was neck and neck with Mars. So Saturn is Aquarius energy, Capricorn energy. And Saturn came out a lot. I remember that. Yeah, it did come out a lot. And it is lessons. You're learning something. Maybe you're learning something about yourself. Maybe you're learning something about this past relationship. Maybe you're learning something about what happened to you in the past and how it affects your present, right? The signs that we discussed here were Leo, Libra, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Cancer, Gemini, Aries, Pisces, Taurus, and Capricorn. The one sign that came out the most was Taurus, but that doesn't surprise me because that is pure Venus energy, right? The planet of love and beauty. The planet that came out the most was the sun. So there's going to be something that's illuminated to you. And this is sun energy. This is happiness. You have the potential for happiness, passion, and all kinds of hot things this month. Again. So do I think I'm not going to tell you what to do? No. I think you need to make decisions this month for your own well-being. But there is something that is going to, there is something that there is an outside influence to this situation that may try to lead you this way. It could be a friend, a well-meaning friend, giving you advice, saying, stay away from that. That's bad for you. Or something like that. It could be a friend. It could be a therapist. It could be anything like that. I'm not saying not to listen to them either. Like I said, these are your decisions. But the wish card has come out twice, and that is very rare. The 10 of Swords have come out twice. That is very rare. 10 of Swords in reverse. Correcting a past pain, letting go, rebirth, right? The sun rising in the background of this card. The Hierophant coming out twice, again, letting go of preconceived notions, things that maybe a way that you've always approached something needs to change. Do let me know. Do let me know, Aries, because this is really a great reading. I wish you all the best. And don't forget to listen to your birthday reading. You'll listen to 3 blessings that are coming towards you in 2025 and 2026. And I give timelines and everything. Okay? I wish you nothing but the best, Aries. Namaste.